revered Swami Bhagavatananda Maharaj, Chairman of the session, General Jarkan Gamlin, respected General Secretary Swami Shubharanandaji Maharaj, Swami Buddhaswaranandaji Maharaj, and my brother, Sannyasi, and Senior Assistant Director Swami Balabhodranandaji Maharaj, and all the monks in front, two vice chairmen, both of them I know very well, and Swami Dipanandaji and all the others, my pranams to all of you. And then my dear ex-students and friends, we are here to celebrate the 125th anniversary of Swami Vivekananda's Chicago addresses, where he revolutionized the concept of Hinduism with practical Vedanta as the universalist social reformer, carrying the messages of Thakur Sri Ramakrishna of Jatamat Tatapat, service to man is service to God. The two issues that we have discussed and which you have presented in the rapporteur session this morning are what Ramakrishna Mission taught us and how our alumni can contribute to the Ramakrishna Mission movement and society. In addition, we have received instructions as to how we can apply the teachings of the Holy Trio in our daily life. One point I want to mention here, that we have two kinds of ex-students. First, those who stayed in institutions but studied outside, and others, the ex-students of the institutions. Most of you are here like that. So, thank you very much. Okay. The students home of the Road, which was at my time of needing a place, was the distinguished educationist monk Swami Vivekanandaji Maharaj, and then the Patrikata Students Home, Swami Lokeshwaranandaji Maharaj. Now today I know that Chennai Students Home, I think, is older than at least the Patrikata. I don't know which is older than the Horinatha Road one. And although the output is the same, but the method of delivery is different. In those who came from the students' homes, we had more intensive drilling from the monks, the resident monks. A part of time was given to the outside institutions. Those who stayed in both was from the regular students of the institutions of higher education, they had a different kind of instruction from the Ramakrishna Mission. The first issue, what Ramakrishna Mission taught us, it relates to our personal experiences in the specific context that we had been in. The second issue is applicable and generally applicable to all. I would emphasize that the first issue was on making education, Swami Vivekananda wanted to emphasize on man-making and character-building education. He asserted total development of the individual. Ex-students are to acquire moral and ethical values, as our General Secretary Maharaj is emphasizing, spiritual, social, and economic entrepreneurship skills. I am using the word entrepreneurship because in every effort we have to be entrepreneur, in spiritual pursuit as well. Discipline, hard work in our personal and professional life, intercultural experience, tolerance and respect for others, respect for all types of work. We heard yesterday, from cleaning the toilet up to even teaching the students, all comes within this range. The spirit of service to the sick and inculcate love to everybody. I add cultivation of peace, rejection of violence and hatred against anybody, devotion and faith in God and or to one's own self. faith in one's own self. Swamiji used to emphasize. We used to listen to invited speakers at a very high level on the above topics in our students' homes. Of course, in the colleges, there are the courses on religion and culture. But we benefited from the outside guest speakers, very high level, monks of the Ramakrishna order and also others. Like we had at our time, even at the political level, Kaka Sahib Kalilkar, non-monks. Then we had also, many others. The characteristics which would identify an ex-student of the Ramakrishna mission as a whole, for the distinctively polite and honorable behavior, would be revealed through those practices. Yesterday we had heard that the shops in College Street would identify who is coming from the Ramakrishna mission. For the second issue, we had received lots of suggestions, soft and hard. From the soft side, those who are working among the different categories of ex-students, they can help us, others, to find employment, insert Swamiji's ideas and the teachings of the Holy Trio in their workplaces, teaching or non-teaching institutions. Teachers should organize conferences on Swamiji's ideas. The second type is they can contribute in fundraising for their alma mater and the headquarters. They can share a given proportion of their income for the same and other philanthropist credible institutions of societal importance. I'll give an example. I am just attached to one of the NGO run by one former handicapped ex-student of Ramakrishna Mission Residential College, Ashok Bosu, who was handicapped, always on wheelchair, has established an institution for handicapped in Diamond Harbour with headquarters in Goria. I had visited that with extreme pleasure. Those ex-students who had been told, who are physically and economically incapable, can pray for the welfare of the Ramakrishna mission. Revered Swamijis and friends, before I add some additional points I received personally from the Ramakrishna mission because of the specific context that I had been in. I want to make a list of those. This came from one of the distinguished members of the Order of Ramakrishna Mission, Swami Lokeswarananda. These are how to face challenges in personal and professional life. Never to give up, as Lokeswarananda taught me, be it in continuing my studies while working for the need of the family. My family was a very poor family. A refugee from British India, born in 1937, came alone as an undeclared refugee to the west to have my high school studies, living with a lower division clerk of the Ichapur factory. And then, of course, all the refugees came to that family and we were all crushed into one small room with all the people. Hard life. But in any case, I never gave up. I never gave up. And that gave me a lot of strength because I had faith in one person, Swami Thakur Sri Ramakrishna. I shall tell the story as well. And that Ramakrishna mission gave me that spirit of never to give up. In applying negotiating skills to secure the affiliation of the college against many odds, as General Secretary was saying, as one of the youngest head of institutions at that time, just 22, without any experience, but I had the spirit of working very hard and have faith in in Thakur, and of course the able guidance of Swami Krishnananda. In organizing the college, assembling and working with experts older and wiser than myself, and finally, how to build an institution. For your information, I had to build two more abroad. One was the International Institute for Educational Planning, which depended a lot on my personal contribution, and then second one was the India House in Paris, which I left only on 31st March 2016. The benefits that I received from this stay, I could apply in my national and international fields of work. By the way, those experiences are written in two documents published by the Ramakrishna Mission. One is my association with the Ramakrishna Mission, the history of my 65 years of association from 1953 until today, but it ends in 2018, but I'm still continuing to be associated with the Ramakrishna Mission. And then the second one is more detailed, how a young man of 22 with very modest background could build up an institution of honors level, what kind of challenges he had to face, and how he could overcome them. Of course, I had the good support from behind Swami Krishnananda and my faith in Thakur, always. I felt many crises, and it will mention some of those crises that I faced. I had to spend sleepless nights, but finally I came out all right, and the college stood in good stead. Within shortest period of time, an honors college with science disciplines could be established in 5 months of the first year in this old small building, and shifted to the new building, larger facilities and all that. But that is, those who are interested, I put this on record because that will give some experience to those who would like to build a new institution and how to go about it, but never to give up. For the second part, how I can contribute to the Ramakrishna Mission movement and to the society. My modest contributions include taking Swamiji's universalist messages to the whole world in my thoughts and actions. I was again lucky to have the opportunity to serve the United Nations, UNESCO, and wherever I went, I took the messages of Swami Vivekananda and the Ramakrishna Mission. Starting from the inclusive social development, but I had to adapt my terminology. You will see how I say. When I had to I put up a statue in a communist part of the city of Paris, I have always called him a universalist, one of the greatest social reformers of the world, and founder of the Ramakrishna Mission, the spiritualist organization, not religious organization. There are so many religions, but spirituality is universal to all the religions. That was my idea, but it was accepted anyway. The idea of inclusive social development in national policies of different countries, bringing together countries of different religions, language and ideologies to work together, developing a common strategy for higher education development for the whole world. Keeping Thakur in my heart wherever I had been in my field of work. My first country was Sudan, the Islamic State of Sudan, and when I landed in the airport, Thakur, I brought you here. Okay, sorry, notice. Now, I organized the centenary celebration of Swamiji's participation in the Parliament of Religions on the 8th of October 1993 in the UNESCO main auditorium with the mission's prayer song, while discovering the similarity of the constitutions of Ramakrishna Mission and UNESCO, which the Director General of UNESCO announced in the inauguration ceremony of the event. I took the message of Swami Vivekananda to many countries and many cities in India, including the President Maharaj in Mumbai, where you invited me in 2004 to give the lecture on rejuvenation of youth with the messages of Swami Vivekananda. And of course, I had many other cities in India. I could help in the introducing the course. I could bring the UNESCO to Ramakrishna Mission through the Institute of Culture, the course on International Understanding for Human Unity with the message of Swami Vivekananda. Then establishing the UNESCO chair on adaptive inclusive physical education and yoga in Coimbatore Ramakrishna Mission, which Swami Suhitanandaji took me to inaugurate that UNESCO chair in 2012. Finally, yes, in 2014, I had the final goal to have an official relationship of partnership between UNESCO and the Ramakrishna Mission, which we could achieve in 2014 on the 31st of December. And that is still continuing. And I think that was my last contribution abroad, but it's still continuing as I came back to India and changing my permanent residence from Paris to Kolkata. I am now to provide rest of my life, as I am not as old as Sundara Rajanji, but still whatever time I can give, and I'm still continuing giving that time free of service to organizations. I'm involved with 7 NGOs in India, including 3 of the Ramakrishna Mission, which is Belur headquarters, Narendrapur, and Gold Park Institute of Culture. Thank you very much for listening to me. I did not talk about the fundraising, but one thing I should tell you, please keep a portion of your income, all the students, for the benefit of Ramakrishna Mission, and also for those organizations which are surrounding yourself in your region. You cannot forget the local pressure on helping people, but choose the needy organizations. Thank you. Thank you very much, Swami. Thank you.